Hello there. Hmm. Wonderful to see you. How's everybody doing? Let me change my camera. Hey. How's it going? How goes it? Welcome to another edition of, hanging out. We're doing things a little different today. As you can see, I'm in my you usually only see this background on, hello? Usually only see this background on Fridays. Usually you only see this background on Fridays. That's because I just went up to my bedroom to stream today. I have two streaming setups. That's nothing to really flex over. That just means I have two different computers. I usually stream the music stuff on my MacBook, my laptop, my MacBook downstairs, and worked out. You know, fix my hair. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. I mentioned this a couple streams ago, but as we get into this year, at least at the beginning of this year, uh, streams might be a little bit more infrequent. So don't expect every single week I'm gonna stream. I'm probably still gonna be playing through Deltarune, and just gaming on stream. And I'm considering maybe spinning that off into a different channel on YouTube at least. Twitch is a different story. I just am gonna do whatever I want on Twitch. I don't care. But on YouTube, it's a different story. And so I don't know. I'm gonna try that. We'll see. We'll see. Like if that's anything. But a couple of things coming up. Uh, on my end that may affect your viewership if you are watching, if you were paying attention. Uh, so this is the number one thing. I'm putting out. I have a band called Paranoia. And this is my request to you, the viewer. Uh, putting out a band. Putting out a record with my band, self-titled debut EP. The band's called Palanoia. Palinoia. We just started to begin the process of our promotion cycle for this release, and our single is going to be coming out February 6th. It's a Friday, February 6th. Uh, if you're a fan of Paramore, right? If you're a fan of Thrice, maybe some Swancore stuff. You're a fan of like metal, early classic metalcore, maybe just even regular metalcore. Um, Not like the super genty stuff that is coming out today, but like more like chiller stuff. If you're a fan of that kind of thing, the Lamb of God, we got a record, and our single is going to be coming out February 6th this year, and that's just in a couple weeks, really. Um, yeah, we've been working on this batch of songs for like a very 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 long time now. So hoping that some of you guys will check it out. Um, that's Palinoia, Palinoia. It's our band. Let's see what else. Will Metry, welcome in. I saw that you did some electronic production for Shioru. How did I get involved with them? Okay, this is a great story. Um, and we're just hanging out, so we can do whatever. Uh, so I am very good friends with Danny, who is one of the guitar players and composers. He was here. Let me pull this up. He was in my band called Earth Seven. Let me change over to this thing so you can see. Ignore ignore what I was listening to. That's Danny's fault that that's there. By the way, Danny sent me this song. Uh, which is why I was listening to it. There's Danny right there, and there's Zev also, now of Spirit Box fame. He also is a co-writer for Shioru, and you can see that obviously we've been doing stuff together for a minute. Um, like I look very different here than I do now, in many ways. I think this picture must have been like 2020, 2019. I think this picture's like 2019. It's gotta be. Um, and when this band started to like, I kind of took a break off it for in 2022. I'm doing other stuff. Obviously, I'm doing other stuff right now. Um, these guys, these two, Danny and Zev, they started Shioru. Um, mainly as like a creative outlet for their respective things. Obviously, Zev is like really caught up with the Spirit Box stuff, and Danny, he's like uh he's like got a day job and everything, but like they still want to write, So when they were doing in their first lineup of Shioru, um, they had me do most of the synth work on uh on that first, I think it was their first EP or whatever, when Victor was still on vocals. And yeah, I've just been, because they know me as like a really sound design kind of guy, because this Earth 7 stuff, uh this stuff right here, I was doing everything arrangement wise and sound design wise, and all the synths and all the programming, all the keys parts. So this is like basically Earth 7 was like my solo project that turned into a band, kind of like how Animals and Leaders is sort of like Toastin's solo project that turned into a band. Um, Now it's back to like being a solo project, because obviously everybody else is like kind of doing like some cool like their own thing, cool stuff. Um, and when they were doing that, they were like, "Hey, do you want to contribute?" So yeah, on that first run, I helped out with recreating some synths that they had lost them. They lost some patches, and they didn't know where the original patches were, but they wanted to keep that sound, so they had me like recreate like a lot of um the sound. They had me recreate a lot of like the patches just by ear. And I was very glad to have helped out in that. And then on Vantage with this current lineup, which I'm friends with Danny, but also Tim, who's the other guitar player. I had met him like way back in 2016 or 2017. We both did a summer program at Berkeley, and we were both like teenagers at the time. And we just stayed in touch. We stayed tight. And then through me, that's how through my connection, through Tim's connection to me, met Danny, and Tim met Zev, and then he became sort of like one of the quote unquote leaders of Shioro. I mean, obviously there's no like main band leader in Shioro. It's like a big team effort, but he handles a lot of the admin stuff. Um and it's very interesting because Shioro sort of like exists. I'm sort of part of the story and how Shioro came to existence. If that makes sense. Um, like I Tim, like Danny and Zev met Tim through me essentially, and now of course after the previous lineup, and now there is now the current lineup has both Nick and Tanner. Nick plays bass for them, and Tanner plays drums for them. And Thalia is their lead singer now. Those three actually knew them in the same way Tim knew them. We all went to school together. We all went to Berklee College of Music up in Boston. That's how we all met. And Nick, Tanner, and Thalia were all playing in a band uh up there, and I was friends with those guitar players that were in that band. They're not in that band anymore, I don't think. Oh, or at least they're not playing together. Uh, but it's just kind of nuts that like, oh, I knew them from that. Now they're playing with these guys. That's crazy, you know. It's kind of like a worlds collide sort of situation. So yeah, that's how I got involved with Shioru. A lot of I joke to them that I'm sort of like the uh, the president of their fan club. That's what I say. Because I just love hanging out with those guys. I mean, they're just such a riot to be around. Um, Danny and Tim, Nick and Tanner, they're so good. They're such good hangs. Thalia is very funny. And so, it's really more that they're just cool people, and that makes me want to say yes to whatever they ask. Like it never feels like, oh, I have to like play piano for them because I played piano. Actually, I'll play it right now. Why not? They can't. They can't copyright strike me. I played keys on the darn thing. Here, take a look at this. At the end of Vantage. Oh yeah, it's here. I play piano at the end of Vantage. And that's me playing that. I didn't compose this section. I was given the melody and chords, and then I kind of like arranged it and laid it. So that's why there's like some sick like nines and 11s all over. That's me playing. And you can hear, I don't know if you can hear some of like my own chordal like inclinations in the way that I'm approaching that key playing. That's very intentional on my part to be like, let's put a little jazziness into it. Let's put a little yacht rock into this. So it kind of cool little thing there. It was quite the surprise seeing the guy that made Brain Rot Yacht Rock covers being credited on those songs. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad. That's sort of like been my dream, low key, is like just being the people who do look at credits, just being like me being in random credits, like on random songs that you wouldn't expect. But yeah, like Shuru, those are some great friends, and uh, I come out of that world. I'm come out of that the metalcore thing. Obviously, they don't do the progressive thing, but like we all kind of come out of the progressive metal world. we all kind of come out of progressive metalcore and prog and all that. Um, and yeah, 2025. I think I actually did this part before this came out. I did this part either in 2023 or 2024. I don't know when. I don't know when exactly, but this is definitely before I was like doing a lot of the more outward facing yacht rock brain rot stuff, or at least like it would have been like just before that. Um, but yeah, you know, I'm very proud of the work that I did on this track. And if you are into that sort of like really heavy, if you're not familiar with the scene or you're more like familiar with internet culture, the most accurate comparison I can make for you would be like sort of the Doom soundtrack kind of sound, right? If you're into that heavy, very produced like sound, like this is check this record out, Vantage. That's the only thing I did for this record is that ending. But right where I want you, you're losing time. Yeah. It's great. It's great, and Lance did a great job on that record. But if you look at their older stuff, like when Victor was on vocals, like I did on this track, I did the openings on this one, or not this one. This one. No, this one. Oh, that is me at the beginning. So that's like the beginning of this is like all me. I didn't write it, but I produced it, and this is my production. That little synth there. But anyway, of course, this stuff is like they don't sound like this record anymore, very much so. They sound more like this. So, banger track. I hope you check them out if you're not already familiar. I hope you check them out. Sure was great. Um, sure is great. Um, yeah. That hopefully that answers your question. Uh, I'm really big into you know, anybody who asks me to do something, I'll play on the record. We'll work something out. And this is an open call to anybody who's watching. If you want me to play on your record, shoot me an email because I will. I love just like helping other people and contributing in whatever way I can. My you know my myriad skill set. Um, yeah, brain yacht rock covers meets metalcore. And speaking of metalcore, if you didn't catch me at the beginning of the stream, uh, I got a band. I also have a metalcore band. Well, we're kind of like we do a little bit of everything. We're kind of eclectic in the way that we do things. But I also have a band called Palanoia. Palinoia. Follow us on Instagram at palanoia.band. Let me pull it up here on the stream here. This is us. This is my band. Look at this. Look at that. I like that. Go follow us here. Paranoia.band. If you don't have Instagram, we're also on TikTok. That's us. We're also on YouTube. This is us. I made this. We're also on Facebook if you like. Not much there though. And we play some heavy music. We play metal or rock somewhere there. Um, what genre are we doing? And for this band, well, let's play a game. When you look at this, well, I already said it. But if you look at this, like, what genre does it look like we play? I'm very curious. Like, this is a genuine question because for me, when I look at this picture, I'm like, oh, I kind of hear the sound already. Like, I kind of like see Like it's not R&B. I'll tell you that much. It's not pop. It's not anything smooth sounding. I'll tell you that much. Um, but yeah, we that's me. Look, look at that. Let me make the same pose. Um, it's perfect because I have an EP in the burner right now. I would love to have some production layers on it. Shoot me an email. My email is in this in if you're yeah you're on YouTube, right? Uh, you are yeah. I have my email should be in my YouTube bio. You can reach out there. Key like a door key at keenansalazar.com. You can reach out there. We can talk. Metal or hard rock. Yeah, yeah, you got it. Yeah, I don't really know. That's the thing. I don't know about much about specific metal genre subgenres though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to pin us down, especially when you play in a style like metal or hardcore, right? Um, when I say hardcore, I'm referring to stuff that's within the lineage of hardcore punk. Metalcore is included in that, which is metalcore is a fusion of hardcore punk and metal, heavy metal. That's why they call it metalcore. Um, metal, hardcore, metalcore, right? Um, I call ourselves like I call ourselves metalcore, but like we're also like a little post hardcore, which implies that we're not that metal. Post hardcore. When you think of post hardcore, it's very much like out of that world, 2000s like emo. What the mainstream people call emo, which is not really emo. Like Fall Out Boy is like 2000s emo, but it doesn't really come out of the emo tradition, if that makes sense. It comes more out of the pop punk and post hardcore tradition. Um, and when I say come out of, I'm talking about the lineage or the sort of like oh, hello, I'm muted. Oh, hello, hold on. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. That was weird. That's strange. It looked like fine on my side, so I don't know what that was. What was the last thing I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted? Um, yeah, I don't know what we really are. I bumped into my mic to grab the mouse or something. Yeah, audio came back. That's so weird. Yeah, but like, yeah. All that to say, I don't really know what we are. I just call ourselves a rock band at that point. Because I think that's the most fair assessment. I'm excited for everybody to hear this music when it finally comes out too, because which is the release date is on the screen here. Very excited for this to finally be put put out because like I'm known a lot on the internet for being like the yacht rock guy and sort of like doing more of the smooth thing, but like this is kind of my bread and butter, or at least this is like where I come out of, and I would not feel as like I would not feel out of place in this world. Sometimes when I do the yacht rock thing, like I feel a little imposter syndrome, like I'm not supposed to be here, or like I didn't do my due diligence, which is not true. Like I definitely did my research and played and studied enough to be able to hang with the cats. But still, like this is sort of my every musician comes out of a musical tradition, and sort of the rock and metal thing is like where I come out of. Like I'm not a jazz guy, even though I can play jazz or at least fake jazz, and I have studied jazz, and much of my you know approach to music communication and pedagogy is sort of in inspired and informed by the jazz tradition. This is like my home, the rock thing. So I'm very excited to like kind of come back to that a little bit after, I don't know, maybe whenever that Earth 7 record that I was talking about was um coming out. Like, what was I saying? Where was it? The Earth 7 thing? Here. Yeah. 2022. Yeah, 2022. So like basically 4 years, 4 years away from metal. Uh like coming back to the metal thing is exciting to me, and I think I'm hoping people like it. Um, you love my Above Below metal cover. You're gonna check it out. Thank you so much. I loved it. I think Herb loved it too. Um, that was a good cover. And if you like that, this record, the one that I put out in 2022, this has a lot of that vocabulary that I used on that is sort of an extension of this record, Shine. Uh, I know I've played a couple songs from this record before, but like here, I'll play this. And I mixed and mastered this track. In addition to like writing and performing all the instruments that are not the drums. I mean, you can tell it's not like pure metal in terms of my approach, which is why I call it like prog, and it is prog. You know, um, just the approach is very prog. This is like a very proggy song. I mean, I slept on this song. This is one of my favorite songs. Yeah, there's like a middle little prog section in the middle. This one. Oh yeah, if you like the J rock thing, the Glass Cannon, this is like the Japanese style. This one is very J rock pop punk. Like this track, Glass Cannon. Um, my fake jazz is miles beyond your real jazz. That's not true. I refuse to believe that. Um, but I appreciate that. Jenna Yos, your Brain Rot Studio Dan covers brought me out of spirituality poverty. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching those, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. We're just talking about some old music that I had done in the past. This is in my sort of, I will say this is sort of a transitional record for me because I'm sort of like coming away from the metal, purely metal thing, and then going into something that's like sort of more of a fusion. You can definitely hear the fusion thing on a lot of this stuff. for sure. This is like our record. This is like our thing. This was when this record, like, oh, this is like the most representative thing of like the Earth Seven sound at the time, you know. But yeah, and I bring this up because we're about to launch into this stuff, which is a different band, and I'm just like trying to spread the word about it right now because we're new. This isn't you know, this isn't gonna take. This isn't gonna replace any of what I'm doing. The studio dance stuff is still gonna happen. Like yacht rock stuff is very much my solo thing. Like that's just what I'm gonna be doing. But if you're a fan of like the metal stuff, like this band right here. This is where it's gonna be. You know, this is the outlet for that. If you're a fan of the heavy stuff, the rock and stuff, and we're female fronted, so if you're like female vocals and metal, which is very rare, but I love, you'll dig this absolutely. So I was saying earlier, if you're a fan of Paramore, there's a little Paramore in there. There's a little Thrice in there. There's a little Dance Gavin Dance. You know, say what you will about them. You know, they did influence some of the stuff that we did. Um, there's a little Lamb of God as I lay dying in there. You know, we all have our influences. Our drummer really loves Between the Buried and Me, and that's definitely like a informing his playing and stuff. Our bass player up here, his name's Adam, and he loves like the Opeth stuff and Gojira, Mars Volta, all that stuff, like the real proggy stuff. Like he's into all that. And I bring the jazz to the table. I bring all the jazz to the table and stuff, all the smoothness. But I sort of come out of that instrumental prog world, that Pliny thing, the intervals thing, the Animals as Leaders thing, the Chon thing. Maybe not so much the Polyphia thing. I kind of missed the Polyphia train, but all of that. That's my world. That's what I bring to that table. So yeah, February 6th, 2026. Stay tuned. I'll be posting about it here. So I mean, this isn't the last time I'm gonna be evangelizing about our band. Um, yeah, and a lot. I kind of miss doing that stuff, the heavier stuff, kind of sometimes. But no, the studio dance stuff is what really gives me. I will say it is what sort of keeps me going, like because it is just like timeless. Sometimes the metal stuff, and this is why I kind of like tapered off the metal thing for a while. Like sometimes it gets a little bit much. Sometimes it gets a little bit, you know, intense. Sometimes I just want something that is equally as dense, but like has a maybe smoother texture, if you will. Um, it's not as crunchy, right? Um, I don't know. I'm kind of just like talking here. How about this? Let's not dilly dally. And we're gonna we'll still talk, but I'm just gonna do this as we pass pass the time because we're just hanging out, right? Um, yeah, I am curious, like how as I've been thinking a lot about juggling all these different uh facets of my. Wow, there's like none of those layers in there. Great, these different facets of um whoa. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of been thinking about it a lot because there's literally so much I want to do. I mean, as you can probably, if you've been following my stuff for a minute, like you probably have seen that like I'm kind of like touching a little bit here. Like I did the Rendalia thing a couple of days ago, and that one is sort of like making its own waves uh throughout the whole community there. It's got its own path, and it's sort of making its rounds like on Filipino Instagram. Um, I don't know. Nope, not even close. I can't possibly know what this word is. I go from listening to metal and hardcore EDM to bossa nova and city pop. Yeah, yeah. That's the sort of the contemporary like that's pretty much what the I listen to everything thing is right now. Um, but just like cool, just because like so we are in an age where a lot of that stuff is very uh is everywhere, and I think that's awesome. I really do think that that's awesome. Because like musical diversity is very important, but I think one thing that's equally as important to musical diversity is, you know, investment in the music as a cultural artifact. You know, not treating the music as like oh I just put it on and I just like listen to like it, but like treating it as this is important. This is an important thing that I must be mindful of as I listen to, and I must be taking care of, and I must be cultivating. Like that's very important to me I think, and I think a lot of people should be doing that as well. Not just you know listening to a song and then liking it, but also listening to the record that's off of, seeing who played on that record, who's the producer, what other albums does this artist have, who are the artists, what's the name of the person of the band that released the song, what's when did this come out, what was the context in which it came out. I think that's also very very important. That's supplementary to the listening, and I think it would improve your listening as well. Because everything exists in a context, and that's very important to me. Um, I don't know why, but that just is, you know. Surely it can't be this. Oh, it did help. I had to type that word. I'm just telling you right now. I had to type that word. Totally agree. Yeah, I think we're living in a time where it's very easy to not be intentional about the media that you consume. It's very and and I'm not saying I'm above that. I'm complicit in that. You know, um, but that is all that to say like you just gotta like you gotta care. You know, I think that's what I think. You gotta care. Because too many people don't. Clearly, this word starts with the letter S. So, is that a word? Nope. Sully. So close. I knew because I knew it wasn't. There was an L in there. Whatever. We're doing the connections. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's just me ranting, and I hope that doesn't come across too much of like being a cultural critic or being too much of old man yells at cloud. But I just think like you know the art that you like exists not in a vacuum, and it would behoove you to figure out what the lineage of that is and what the context of that is. Because Masayoshi Takanaka didn't just appear out of nowhere, and as much as I love Masayoshi Takanaka, you have to like I'm also not the jazz elitist type like Marvin or whatever his name is, where that completely discredits it simply based on like where it comes from and its influence on the modern day. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like he's amazing, and Masayoshi Takanaka is somebody that you should listen to, but like you have to consider who his contemporaries were, who he was listening to, what tradition does he come out of, because it's not as if he invented jazz fusion guitar. He very much so did not. Neither did Cassiopeia. Neither did T Square. Uh, you know, you have to look at who came before. You have to look at Benson. You have to look at Wes Montgomery. You have to look at, uh, Charlie Christian. Where does this, where's that line? Because he didn't just pop out of nowhere with a surfboard guitar and start ripping. Um, that's just his thing. Uh, Same with Cassiopeia. Their fusion. What does that first record come out? 1979. Fusion didn't start in 1979. Fusion pretty much like became a thing after hard bop in like 19 uh like late 60s and well into the 70s, and of course well into the 80s. Uh you have to like understand that there was more than just these guys. uh and I don't think that that's a requirement to be able to enjoy the music. You don't have to do that to be able to enjoy the music, but I think your experience would be bettered, your knowledge will be bettered, and you'll be able to come to appreciate the music in a different light because you are now aware of the context in which this piece of art exists. Mona Lisa, for example, you can't really appreciate the Mona Lisa as a work of beauty if you don't understand like what the environment in which that work was created was, because to modernize it looks like, oh, it's just a picture of a lady, but obviously back then, you know it was a work, a marvel of work. A lot of the evolutions of some genres, how a genre came to be, is often so interesting. 100%. And I just like, you know I just want everybody to kind of just know about it and be mindful of it, not as like a, again, not as a prerequisite but as a supplement. A lot of my favorite Japanese artists cite Steely Dan as an inspiration, which brings it all full circle. 100%. Everybody from Makoto Matsushita all the way to Korinji. Like, Steely Dan is like, that's why I'm such a big Steely Dan fan. And why I rep Steely Dan so much, even after like being a fan of the City Pop stuff. Like, of course, Toshiki Kadomatsu is great. Of course, Tatsuro Yamashita is great. Uh, you know, of course, all these guys are fantastic. Of course, Junko Ahashi is great. But of course, Maria Takeuchi, right? But like, what's the backdrop in which they exist? Because they didn't invent anything. None of these guys invented anything. You go to Steely Dan, they're a pioneer, but where did even Steely Dan get their stuff from? Obviously, Don has not been shy about like naming who his direct influences are. And of course, as you, what's interesting is as you go further back, the connection between influences to the creator or to like a creation starts to, the gap becomes wider, uh because of the changing technology, but also like just the sheer breadth of music that was around at the time. And the radio was a thing. They had a monoculture. We don't have that anymore, by the way. We don't have a monoculture because I don't know anything about fentanyl. I don't know anything about Xavier So Based. I don't know anything about Osama San. But these are the individuals that are represented in a lot of Gen Z music, and I just don't listen to that. You know what I mean? Um, that's ultimately just a fact of life entering into the digital age. But back then, everybody was listening to like at least like one. There was at least one famous person that everybody listened to, at least. Whether it was, I don't know, like Little Richard or Chubby Checker. I don't know. Just very interesting to me, and I think I hope it's interesting to a lot of other people too. I hope it is. Uh, because it's just I don't know that old adage. You know, you think you fell out of a coconut tree. You exist in the context of all that came before you, or whatever she says. But it's a fire quote, like crazy. Like she altered on that. That's great. That's just a great quote, and I love that. Um, Craven the Hunter. So we got the britches. Oh no, I know. I'm just like chatting mad to the camera and all that. Nope, I got that wrong. Bees. These are bees. Desire, want, crave, need. Yeah, sorry, what's synonyms for hanker for? Say crave, desire, need, and want. And I don't know what this is. Intertwine. What? Not bad. Actually pretty decent connections there. Um, I just love music, man. I just love music. It's just such a. I'm very grateful to be a part of this and have the opportunity to be able to participate within this, at least this kind of culture. As much as I lament the loss of monoculture, as much as I lament, you know, the ever growing disconnect between the consumer of art and the artist, like that gap is just like growing bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where like the an artist's intent is like almost always entirely obscured no matter what. um like as much as I lament that, I also like to be thankful that I can, at least like create and at least try to turn this into a living. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still working on it, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Um, but I am very grateful for the thing. I'm gonna say bananas are more searched than turkey. I should have known. Should have known that people were booking their flights for hair transplants these days. Who has more monthly streams? I feel like I was just hearing, and I'll talk about this. I think Two Chains has more than twice. Yep. Nope. Nope. I got it wrong. Which has a higher rating? A Neil Breen film versus Transformers. I think it's gonna be the Transformers. That is higher than I think it ever should be. It's gonna be the Terminator. 8.1. It's gonna be the Terminator. All right, I'm wrong. I forgot Pixar gets a massive buff here. Well, that was fun. Not really. I'm not good at this freaking game. Perfect pitch puzzles. Time to flex, y'all, and prove that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to music, because I've studied this. So that makes me the an arbiter, the true definer of what musical culture should be. What is it? That's just six note. Oh wait, I have to change octaves. Right now. As a music lover who is not creative for work, it's great that a consumer of your art, that as a consumer of art, I can just be here and connect with the artist as a direct opposite to what you're saying about the disconnect. 100%. And this is why, like, I wanted to start to do the stream thing, because I don't know. I think it's unfortunate. Don't get me wrong. The people who do this as part of their branding, it's smart, and I get it. This sort of distant, cold, removed, mysterious thing, like that's cool. And go for it. If that's the way that you want your music to be represented, if that's the way that you want your band to be represented, and if that's the way that you would like, if that's you're setting that as a relationship that you would like to have with people, with you as the artist and the people who consume your art, That's fine. That's your decision, and that's an artistic decision that I have to respect, 100%. But when I think about this sort of thing, I do find it like a little sad that the there isn't this sense in music promotion culture and music business that like you have to connect with your audience on this kind of level. It's more of like it's more transactional. It's more like, oh, you have to reach your audience. You have to make sure they buy everything, which is like, I mean, that's part of it. That's just sort of the nature of this business as an entertainer. But at the same time, like you lose the other aspect of this relationship, which is your music connects with people on an emotional level. Your music touches people. It makes them laugh. It makes them cry. Why is there no like channel that you can you know sort of communicate directly to your audience with your mouth and not just with your work? Why is that not a part of it, or at least something that we consider? So that's why I wanted to like do this streaming thing, because I don't know, it's nice to be able to talk with folks who like music. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to be boots on the ground and sort of like have discussions with folks like this, because and maybe I'm a one of one in the sense that like maybe I'm the only person who's really thinking about this like this, or maybe I'm the only creator who like at least wants to do this, wants to like connect uh in this way where we're just hang out and chat. I'm sure it'd be a different story if there was like 1,000 people in here and I saw chat like flying by, but we keep it small. It's a family over here, and the Earth Keenan channel. We do things a little differently. We're like family here. When you're here, you're family. Who's that? I don't know. But it is true. It is true. Like I just want to. There's no pretense. Like let's get rid of that. You know. And at worst, all that mysterious branding mumbo jumbo, all that like hiding your identity. I mean, that like if that's what you want to do, you can do that. But as somebody who has chosen to be a figure, that who's chosen to thrust himself into the some kind of light, or at least like look for the light. Uh, it does seem a little interesting to me, the other aspect of that, which is like, you know, you're showing everybody you're cool. Now you don't want to connect with them, and it's not. I'm not saying that like you have to be parasocial in that way, but at the same time, like, what are you being mysterious for? What are you being nonchalant for? Do you not care about the music? That's what I think. So like when I see bands that are doing that, it feels a little. It feels a little like, I don't know. It's there's a bit level of like, it feels disingenuous to me. Disingenuous. I think that's the word I'm looking for. It feels like you're putting on airs, and I'm just like, yo, come on, let's just hang out. But that's probably just the reflection of like my personal values. Like I'm not, again. There's no shade to anybody. There's no hate. This is just how I feel. That's how I perceive it. That's how I perceive like that kind of. Hello? Did I get disconnected? Did the stream get disconnected? Why is OBS telling me it got disconnected and then it got reconnected? Rich, you said I liken it to small club stage versus arena. I personally find the small club way more terrifying. 100%. 100%. I can see both sides to it, because it's almost like they have different trade-offs, where the small club, it's like terrifying because you can see the person, and you can see the direction. Thank you, Rich, for telling me I'm still live. It's like both has its pros and cons. Like small club, you can see the individual person in that way, like because I've played small shows, and like That's where my heart beats the most. Uh, but it's also at the same time you have the opportunity to be able to really connect. You have the opportunity to really be close to the people who are enjoying your music. Conversely, like being playing an arena, your heart beats for a different reason. It's not that you can see the individual faces of the people, rather the sheer number of them is what makes you nervous. Um, but obviously you can't connect as much with them. You have to put on. There's almost this more of a greater pressure. Well, maybe not a greater pressure, but an expectation to perform or at least give a performance of yourself that is larger than life. Um, which is cool. It's fine, you know. But I can only dream of being in that scenario. I'll tell you that much. It's a bit of a pipe dream for me. Let's play today's melody. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, yeah. I have perfect pitch. I'm just kidding. Let's do the Vandal. 1990, 1.2 billion views. Very hard. Yeah, you're right. It is very hard because I don't know what that is. Nope. I'm trying to right now. I'm trying to cross reference it right now in my head between like all the songs that I know because we're in the key of C. We're on C, G, D minor, G. I just don't recognize this form right off the top where it goes into the A minor. Okay, it's clearly a rock ballad. Is this like Guns N' Roses or something? The F major 7 thing? This is not something that I know. Not something I know. Sorry. Wind of Change? Yeah, that's why I don't know it. I don't know Scorpions. I mean, I know who they are. I know their role in glam history. So they're clearly they're a glam metal band, but I don't know Scorpions, man. I don't know Scorpions. I think that is like a maybe that's a giveaway of the kind of person that I am in that like I know so many bands by the name, but I just don't have not listened to a lot of their music. Scorpions, I remember the one memory that I have of like Scorpions is like is this is a story that was then dramatized in the film Lords of Chaos. Uh the character who would become Varg, or the character who's is like Varg, I think, is like I know Rocky like a hurricane, yeah, yeah. But like Varg had like a scorpions patch, and then he got like made fun of by the character who was in Mayhem, and then Varg felt bad. He ripped off the Scorpion's patch off his battle vest or something like that. That part of that film, I just remember that because, and I know that like Scorpions is like people give him crap, like in like metal elitists will also give him crap because they're like, oh, glam metal, they're not real metal. Um, when I don't want to hear it again. Wind of Change, huh? That's interesting. All right, let's do some geography here. Let's do Madagascar since I see it. No, let's do Eritrea. No, worst decision of my life. 8.3 kilometers away, huh? It's not help. Let's do South Africa. Really far. Okay, so we're like up here ish. China. Oh, China's adjacent to the answer, huh? What, Mongolia? Mongolia's cooler. Is it Burma? Or sorry, Myanmar? Myanmar's cooler. It's Kyrgyzstan. It's cooler. Is it North Korea? It is North Korea. There you go. Played way too much on radios here. It definitely sounded like a radio rock song. This is Papua New Guinea. Boom. There you go. You can't mistake the shape of this country, man. Yeah, there's just no way you could mistake that. Let's do Flagel. Let's do our Seychelles strat. That's a good strat, I think. It's a little. What is that? There's a little yellow there. Is this Colombia? No, Ecuador? No. I will guess Serbia though. Hmm. Oh, is it just Armenia? Yeah, it's Armenia. There you go. Beautiful. Do spell check. I'm also like you can tell that my value of like knowledge as a person and like the value which I place on history is quite consistent in my life. Because yes, I I do really like flags. I do really like uh looking at maps. I do really like learning about history, world history. Uh I do like being mindful of my context. That's something I love. Me and the bros, we up at 3 a.m. minding being mindful of our context. We out here ensuring that we are not falling out of coconut trees. Type she.
Whiskers, a noun meaning a hair of the beard. Whiskers. Ferocious,
Whiskers.
a adjective meaning
Ferocious.
exhibiting or
That's
given
not how
to
you spell
extreme
ferocious.
fierceness. Promise,
Promise.
a noun meaning
Hello, promise.
dignified, an adjective meaning showing or expressing dignity. Trencher, a noun meaning a wooden platter for serving food.
Trencher.
Disguise, a verb meaning
Disguise.
coveralls, a noun meaning a one-piece outer.
Coveralls.
Obsidian,
Obsidian. Any Minecraft players in the chat?
Formed. Mantle, a noun meaning a
Mantle.
professional, an adjective meaning of relating to or.
Professional.
Hymnal, a noun meaning a collection.
Hymnal.
Euphonious, a adjective meaning
Euphonious.
dosages, a noun meaning coadjutor, a noun.
I don't know that
Proctors,
word.
A noun meaning someone.
I was doing it for the clip. I rushed it for the clip and I failed. Coadjutor, as in adjusting. Whatever. We're done with the general knowledge, and now it's time to have some fun here. We got rice buns, and I assume these are like pickles of some sort. Oh, it's not rice buns. It's tempeh. That means we are in Indonesia. Yeah. Next round. I never had tempeh, but it's like a tofu type thing. Cheese curds. United States. This is a Wisconsin food. Yep. Oh, Wisconsin. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, I would yum that. Absolutely. For almonds and are these candied almonds? This is a very like Eastern European platter. Bulgaria. Hot. Maybe it's not Eastern European. Let's do Slovenia. Oh, what was that? Confetti di Somolna. Oh, I guess it's Italia. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see the plate off. Ogura toast versus shakshuka. Now shakshuka is good. Any guys? Have any of you ever poached eggs in a tomato sauce? You've just made shakshuka at that point. It is really good. Shakshuka is really good. And is this like azuki on top? Yeah, sweet azuki red bean paste. Yeah, pat of butter. Okay, this is also I've never had this, but I know that this is banging. But I gotta like, cause it's not which one I would go for. Cause I would go for this. It's which dish was most like. Cause usually, okay. No offense if this is you, but usually, like Thing Japan really carries. And a lot of Japanese things are made better than they are here. Maybe that might have been like super true like 20 years ago. But I don't know if that will carry over here because I do agree, Thing Japan is nice, but shakshuka is good. Let's see, where else does it say? I'm gonna go with shakshuka. Yeah, I had to because I think you know what I think. Like a lot of Western folks are freaked out by beans as a sweet, or like beans as dessert. At least I know it does still sometimes freak me out a little bit, but like azuki is good. Like red bean azuki is great. It's great. Smetanic from Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine. Uh, this does look banging, I must say. Gachamiga. What's in this one? Flour, water. It's okay. It's just potatoes and chorizo. This looks like burnt potatoes. Uh, it's like potatoes in a wok, basically. It's gonna be the smetanic. Sorry, Gachamiga. You're probably good, but cochinita pibil, from Mexico. This dish was made by marinating pork in a mixture of orange juice. Okay, that sounds good. Mmm, orange juice versus Berner Haselnussel. Hassel. Oh, Hassel Hasselnusslebkuchen. Sorry, I had to ban somebody. This dish is a delightful connection confection made with ground hazelnut sugar and egg whites. You're getting a soft, chewy texture, spiced with hints of cinnamon cloves and nutmeg. Embodies warmth and aromatic richness. Okay, I would still. I went with my heart on that one. I still would have gone with the PBL. Uh, Tapato has got we got Mr. Krabs over here. Uh, SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Gary, Larry. Medley of seafood. It's got cassava in it. I don't really like cassava. Uh, I don't like root vegetables that are not radishes, turnips, beets, and regular potatoes. Everything else can I'll take her to leave it, but those are like those are like my faves. Creamy and savory. It's got coconut milk. It's got snails too. You lost me. Sorry. I didn't even look at what Kojikato was. Sushi pizza. Now I have heard of sushi pizza. I've heard of sushi pizza. I think the over is that yeah. I think the overwhelming consensus on sushi pizza from an international audience is that it looks revolting. I could be convinced to have some. Like I don't think it's that. I don't think it's bad. What it's just like regular sushi, basically. Uh, and I don't really understand the hang-ups. But I think Lamington will win. Watch me be wrong about this, by the way, too. Somebody baking a sponge cake, chocolate icing. Yeah. See? It's because people don't evaluate things based on their components and they look at it and say that looks gross because it's from Canada and pizza and sushi and pizza they don't go together. But you look at the ingredients. It's literally just the components of sushi, just ordered organized in a different way, served in a different form. Now it's probably bessin. I don't know. Hodu Guaja. Roro Turbo Speed chicken rice. I think it's also going to be chicken rice because this does look good. Now, okay, I have not had real like Hainanese chicken rice. I've not gone to Singapore, and I've not gone down to those hawker stalls and gotten myself a nice traditional steamed Hainanese chicken rice. I've only ever had like the Thai version of chicken rice, which usually, there's a they do have the steamed version, but a lot of the places that I go to here, they do the in the U.S. at least, they do the fried chicken on the chicken rice. Uh, the fried version, breaded and fried, and that version is really good. I do really love that. I just can't imagine. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and vouch for it if you will, but I can't imagine that the steamed chicken is probably. I can't imagine that that would be like a great experience. Uh, obviously people like it, so there must be something about it that isn't the texture that people seem to be really loving. It must be flavored really nicely, but like the thought of me eating a piece of chicken with the skin on and it's steamed and the skin is like not crispy at all. Like the skin is gummy. I don't know. It's not appealing to me. I could be wrong, and I would like to be proven wrong because I would like to try a real Hainanese chicken rice. I just can't. I don't know of any place in Philly that like does it this way. There's a Silly Chicken in Chinatown. That's the name of the place. Silly, Cily. But I know that, and I know they do chicken rice, but they do the crispy version, which I forget what it's called in Thai because they do like the Thai style. I will say the rice is really good. The rice is really good, and the soup, the little like garlic soup that they serve it in. The rice for the chicken rice is phenomenal. It's got a little ginger in it. It's got like garlic in it. It's great. It's a great fried rice. Maíz con hielo versus potica. I was confused. I was like, "This looks like a okay." I was confused. I was like, "This looks like a Filipino dish. Why is the name in Spanish?" Uh, and then I realized, like, yeah, why is it? Because this. Okay, I didn't mean to click on it, but I had to be patriotic. Let's just say I had to be patriotic there. But it is maíz, but like, why is yellow spelled like that? Maybe I don't know how to spell in Tagalog or Filipino. But I always thought that it was pronounced like I thought it was spelled just with a Y, yellow. Like that's our word for ice. Bacalhau abras. What is this? Potato? Oh yes, salt cod combined with fried potatoes. This sounds great. I would try that versus Peking duck. Nah, sorry. Peking duck is gonna clear absolutely, especially with that little uh thing in there. Revolto gramajo. More sliced potatoes. Chopped ham and onions. Okay. Scrambled eggs on top too. Versus the shrimp de jong. Shrimp de jonghae. Is it Korean? Uh, baked. Okay. No, I wouldn't have eaten that. Sorry, I would have went with the other one. 100%. Stinky tofu. Okay, people like this. I don't. It's gonna be the tiro kafteri. Sorry. 7 out of 10. Not too bad. Let's do the scrandle this time. Play more. Bayern Munich, München, Bavaria. Hot dogs with a liter of beer for £8.60 versus pork and stuffing roll with crackling. Okay, this sounds like amazing. So, are you serious? 18%? Really? I guess it was the beer. Deep fried spaghetti and meatball fries. What is that? 8.40 versus $9 for Chicago hot style hot dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd betray my home country, but Canada. This looks like it's busting. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Scotland chicken loaded fries, £6. The Bahama Mama for £7, and the USA. I don't know. I didn't know we were using pounds now. It's an alternate universe where America never gained independence, I suppose. It's gonna be the chicken loaded fries. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sunderland, the hot dog versus turkey roast dinner. It's gotta be the turkey roast dinner. I don't care how much this costs. Like you got some Yorkshire pudding on the side. Like are these like their pigs in a blanket? Their version of pigs in a blanket, where it's like a little mini sausages wrapped in bacon, or is that just a vegetable? Cheesy chips, £2. Why are you holding it like that, bro? Why are you holding this hot dog like that? Come on. Like that's just foul. That's just uncouth. It's gonna be the cheesy chips. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. Chicken pie, mashed peas, and gravy with a soft drink. Well, that's water, but I guess technically it is a soft drink in that it's not alcohol. Versus a cheeseburger, it's got to be the chicken pie. As much as I'm revolted by the idea of mushy peas, it's gonna be that slider box. Now this looks well. You got the Kens over here, which is like, I mean, Ken's dressing is fine. Ken's dressing is totally fine, but it's not. Their ranch is not that great. The ranch is actually like not good. Like period. Versus pie mash and liquor. It's still gonna be the slider box. Like I don't care that it's 9 pound versus 20. Buff special sausage and haggis toasty. No, I had to vote with my heart there. Chuita de patata. £6.70 for what looks to be a sandwich with potatoes on it and looks good, versus a free hot dog, which is just a hot dog bun. Great. That's really good. It's not. We're not voting with our heart here. We're not really. I guess it's free bread, but like that's nothing. Like I'm not gonna eat a piece of bread. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy in that like I don't want to have. I don't want to eat a piece of bread just because it's free and it's better than the chicken. I mean, not chicken sandwich, the freaking potato sandwich, whatever that was. I don't know. Curry cheese and chips from Galloway United, £4. This is a chicken kebab. I keep hearing messages come through. I don't see any messages coming through. Because why did I just get a notification? Something. It is gonna be the chicken kebab though, like without a doubt. I'm sorry. I am tripping. I was hearing like sounds come through. I don't know. I'm tripping. That's Scrandle. Uh, I'm not gonna play this trivia. Got 30 minutes left. We yeah, that's trivia. I don't want to play trivia anymore. I went exhausted through all my games that seemed interesting. Um, I'm I'm a little like I'm a little lost because I don't know what to do. I don't know. Well, not right now, but in general in my life. What do I do next? What's next? I know what's next. Actually, I do have a plan. Okay, I guess this is a good time for me to like start to let folks know like my plans for this year. This would be a good, why not? 2026. What do I want to do in 2026? I guess I haven't really talked about like my New Year's resolutions for this thing, for this brand, this YouTube channel. Not just this YouTube channel, my obviously I do the Instagram thing as well. Um I want to put out like multiple records this year. That's my hope. I know it's not gonna happen probably. Knowing me, I'm just gonna like stall and sit on like my material. But like I played that Deltarune thing that I've been working on like a couple streams ago. I was like playing the snippet of the Deltarune track that I've been working on. And I think that's gonna be the first thing I put out this year is like my Deltarune cover EP. Trying to get back into the VGM community, video game music, and doing covers there in my style, which is that like sort of yacht rock city pop thing. Um, there's not a lot of people are doing that, at least to the same level that I'm doing it. And that's not me trying to blow smoke up my own rear end either. It's more that like I just nobody's really doing it like I do. I guess nobody's really investing in capturing a particular era of sound um in that space. So I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Well, that's not true. There's a couple of guys who are doing stuff like that. That's that YouTube channel Wayne, but like he's kind of faceless and also like they are saying like they do say they're trying to make it sound like Masayoshi Takanaka, but it kind of doesn't really to me to my ears. Like I don't really hear it. All I hear, I just hear like it's inspired by, but it doesn't really sound like Masayoshi Takanaka. You know what I mean? And not that I do, because that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for the Steely Dan thing. Um, so maybe that's I don't know. Maybe I'm just like talking at this point. But I don't know. That's a couple of things that I'm thinking about doing this. This coming rest of the year is putting that out. It's gonna be 4 songs. It's gonna be that one. It's gonna be Rude Buster. It's gonna be A Cyber's World. It's gonna be uh, what's the name of that song from Deltarune? 3. Pastime something or Paradise Paradise. You already have that like yacht rock thing there. And just imagine like a full version of this that's not like the 8-bit thing. Um like on the piano. So that's gonna be the third song on there. And then I'm gonna do Guardian. That one, that track. That's gonna be the closer for that record. And yeah, that's gonna be that Deltarune record of covers. I think I would also want to start putting out like more original music this year. Because I haven't done that too much. I think the last original thing that I did put out was this one, this thing over here, 6-7 song. 6-7. Right. That's the last like original composition that I'd put out. Um, so hopefully more cool stuff. More cool stuff this year. My own artistry, my own compositions. I don't know. That's something I have been thinking a lot about is like trying to create a strategy for like how I actually make this viable. How do I make this sustainable? I've been thinking so much. It's just been on my mind so much. Like what do I need to do? And part of why I started to do the streaming thing is for it to be a facet in a larger vision of a content ecosystem. And part of that was like I stream and then like editing it down. And so far I've only ever done that once. That was the Steely Dan tier list stream. And for on that Steely Dan tier list video, I still haven't made like short form clips from it or anything like that, which I wanted to do, but I just don't feel like doing. You know, uh, so I don't know. As I mentioned before at the beginning of the stream, as the year continues, uh, streaming like just this may become a little bit more sporadic. I still try to do it. Um, but I might end up like canceling Monday streams. We'll see. Uh, and I might be more of like a guerrilla stream kind of approach where like I kind of just like schedule streams as I have time. Because this year is gonna get it's gonna be busy for me. So getting a lot busy, a lot busier, busier. Uh, and I foresee that it'll be this way until after summer. Then after summer into the fall, Q4 ish, we'll probably be back to our regularly scheduled program. We'll see. Um, in the meantime, though, if I'm not streaming as much, you will probably expect to see like more content things, like more things that I'm actually doing. Um, I have a vlog that I'm going to be putting out of my recent trip to New Orleans for the Jazz Education Network conference that's down there. Um, and that'll be fun. I'll be also I'm gonna be trying to post more too. Like I still have more Steely Dan Brain Rot stuff like coming, so don't worry on that front. Like I'm gonna do every song eventually. Like that's one of the goals is that I do every song. The New Jersey things. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I want to announce. Before I answer it, because we're just talking right now, and we technically have like 30 minutes left, but I want to be talking. I want to promote this here real quick. Let's like this. I do have speaking of original stuff. I do have actual original tunes that are coming. Here, check this out. Uh, Let me post this in the chat just so we have it. I'll pin it. Why not? Uh, this is my all my Jersey songs are gonna get put on Spotify, and all not just Spotify, all major streaming services this Friday. This Friday, it will be available on all streaming platforms, and on Bandcamp as well. It's not out. The page is not up on Bandcamp yet, but on Friday it will be. So if you're interested in this and just listening to them that is on a place that is not my Reels channel or like my TikTok channel or even my YouTube Shorts channel, which you may be watching on, you're probably watching on that. That's here right. It's right here for you. Look at this. Look at this cover that I made for it. Isn't that neat? Me, a bunch of my friends, we're all on it. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it just grand? Um, yeah, because I've done the first 7 songs of the series, which are all the South Jersey counties. Next couple will be Central Jersey. I've already put out Ocean. And I forget what's next because I haven't started working on that yet, but I will. I will be starting working on that probably in February. Um, Before I go, one last final plug. My band, Paranoia. Go follow this page on Instagram, Paranoia Band. It's our link tree. We also have YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Look at that. Paranoia Band. Please subscribe. Subscribe to us. This is coming in a couple weeks as well. This is not like immediately like coming up, but it's we don't have anything on here anyway. But yeah. We're on TikTok. Look at that. Paranoia Band. Facebook. We are on Bandcamp, but we don't have anything on. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Really. Actually, why not? I'm not gonna end stream just yet. Let's run a couple rounds of GeoGuessr. Why not? Let's do some duels. Whoa! I'm gold 3 now? Crazy. Okay, I am rusty on all my meta. I have no idea where we are. This was a mistake. There's a sign back here. Baobab Lounge. I'm just gonna say we're in South Africa. Oh, why not? Because it said baobabs, and baobabs are, I think, are just in Africa, right? I could be completely wrong though. I'm so stupid. It's just, it was just the United States. It's just California. I'm washed. This is Turkey. But I don't know which city. I'm just gonna guess somewhere there. Oh, well, he didn't know it was Turkey, so. It's down here. Oh, so Kahramanmaraş is down there. Gotcha. This is Senegal, right? No. It's not Senegal. It's Nigeria. Right? It is not Nigeria. Oh no, I have to say it's Nigeria because it's, yeah, I have to say it's like Abuja or something. It's Lagos. I knew it was Nigeria. I'm playing on tilt right now. This is like, I'm just rusty right now. I know this car too, but what? Okay. Wait, let's look at the license plates. Oh, I see. This must be. This must be No, not Cambodia. It's but this car is not Thai, is it? Is this a Cambodian car? I'm just gonna say it. Just gonna call it Cambodia. Yeah, it is Cambodia. Actually, yeah, I was right. It simply must be. If I'm wrong, then everything I know should be called into question. Okay, I was right. It is Cambodia. I was like, this car is Cambodian, isn't it? All right. I don't see any bollards yet. What's this? It's also Cambodia. Yeah. Yeah, it must be. Right? So let's look at the writing. Because this does look like Khmer. Yeah. I'm just gonna also say Phnom Penh because I don't really know any other part of Cambodian. TBH. Sadao. Yes. I win. I win. I will not be demoted. All right, let's keep going. I'll play a couple more games, then we'll call it. Shell Ramos. This is Vietnam. Yeah. Where in Vietnam though? Hoa. Oh. That's very easy. Where is Hoa? Is that the name of even of a town? Or I'm thinking of Hue. Never mind. Hua Bin Bien Hua. Yeah, I'm just gonna say somewhere there. No, I'm stupid. I should have guessed Da Nang because I see it's the shore. Unless it's not Da Nang. No, it doesn't look like Da Nang actually. It's Ho Chi Minh. Yeah, I was about to say this. Like, it's not sunny enough to be Da Nang. Because Da Nang is like a shore town. Shamarchitects. Spider Murphys. Skellig, huh? Is this Canada? This feels very Canadian. Or no, I'm wrong. I think it's just the US. What part though? Is that like a Tennessee plate? Hold on. We have a Dart. No, it's not Delaware. There's no way this is Delaware. This just can't be. Willis? Henderson? What town is this? The Old Monk. Okay, so we're not in Canada. I'll tell you that much. We're in the US. La Quinta. What town is this? Oh, this is Sacramento? Is that where SMU is? Right? Nah, I'm tripping. But I am going to put my pin down in Sacramento. Because I think this is Sacramento, is it not? Because I've been here before. Not in real life, but on GeoGuessr. SMU Boulevard. It's like Sacramento or like another. It's for sure California. Like we're without a doubt in California. Or Texas maybe. No, yeah. Sorry, we're not in Sacramento. This looks an awful lot like the Sacramento, but Baylor University is in Waco. But where is SMU? What is SMU? Because I did also see a Texas flag on that truck. This doesn't look like Texas, though, does it? I don't know. Whatever. It's just Dallas. SMU's in Dallas. I'm stupid. I'm not from Texas, so don't come at me for not knowing. Now this is Thailand. No, it's also Cambodia. I see the Khmer right there. At least I think that's Khmer. It looks like Khmer. Watch me be wrong. Wow, never mind. I was like really right. Slovenia. Whose bollards are these again? Oh, I forgot. I forgot all my bollard knowledge. Oh. All right, I think it's Slovenia. Or Germany, perhaps. Oh yeah, it was Germany. Austin Beck. I'm just gonna put it somewhere there. They're gonna get it if it is in Hamburg. Yeah, they're gonna get it. I just didn't see the Hamburg sign. I could go for a Hamburg steak though. Is it Malta? No. It is Italy though. It is Italy. Because of the blue stripe. Yeah. I just don't know where. It is Italy. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where in Italy, but it's gonna be, I don't know, up here near San Marino. Nope. It's in the south. I guess I should have known it looks like the south. All right, this is Japan, I think. Yeah, it is. What town though? Yeah, it says Tomare right there. But this is not Tokyo. This is like somewhere here-ish. Ah, it's an Okayama. So I was like, that's not Tokyo. I knew that. Yo, oh hey, it's Jessica. What's good? Welcome in. First time chat. It's Gorsin. We're in Poland. Spicy McCrispy. Yummy. Delicious. Yeah, we're in Poland, but I don't know where. So I'll put a pin down in Poland. But I gotta find the town. My insta guess is always like somewhere in Łódź or something. Nova. It's something new. Bojanowska. Okay, we have a bus system here. Is this just Warsaw? Nah. I think it doesn't look like Warsaw. So I just always guess that it's Łódź every time it looks like something a little industrial. It looks kind of like America, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just gonna guess Łódź. It's Poznan. I see. It's Poznan. And we ended up being equal anyway, so it cancels out. Doesn't matter. Vietnam. Where though? Where in Vietnam? I'm gonna put it there. We can't be in Da Nang though. That's the thing. We can't be in Da Nang. Because this does not look like Da Nang. But maybe this is Hanoi. Wow, yeah, whatever. Tao. I don't know where that is. I'm just gonna guess there. Yep, I was wrong. It's in the south. Also Vietnam. Let's maybe not get this one wrong this time. No promises though. I'm just gonna guess in the south just to be funny that it's Ho Chi Minh again. Watch it not be Ho Chi Minh this time. And it is in fact like Hanoi this time. Oh, it's still, yeah, there you go. It's still Ho Chi Minh. Let's go. I win. I win. Good game. Good game. You see the metal tag? What bands do I like? Uh I come out of the progressive metal world. So like I'm not really doing the metal thing these days, but like I'm metal adjacent. So who do I like? Like Periphery has always been the band that I grew up on. Uh I like Spirit Box, but mainly because like my best friend is the drummer. I don't really listen to them that much otherwise, but like I always go see them. And they're killing live. Um and what else do I like? Meshuggah. I'm a big Meshuggah guy. Uh let's see. Like I definitely I grew up in the gent thing. I grew up being simmered in the gent thing. Why do we have British plates but it looks it's like Spain? Could we perhaps be in Gibraltar? No, we are in Cyprus, in the British part of Cyprus. So I'll put it in Nicosia, right? No, we're not in Cyprus because there's no coverage in Cyprus. Where could we be? No, I'm so stupid. We're not in Cyprus. We're in Athens, or no, somewhere there. I don't know. I was like, why is there English? Um, what bands do I like in metal? Yeah, I'm a gent. I'm a gent kid. Like that's just like that's my musical diet as a teenager. The gent thing. Um, Loathe is a band that I really like today. Cyprus, really? I didn't know there was Cyprus coverage. I like Loathe. Thailand, but where? Yeah, these are Thai poles, and I cannot read Thai, so I'm just gonna guess somewhere in the mountains, like up here. What other bands do I like? I mean, I'm a prog guy, so I've always been a Dream Theater fan. You know, Dream Theater is has been my ride or die. And I grew up on that stuff. I grew up on the Dream Theater stuff. Want to hear a song that doesn't work? Sure, but does work at the same time. Um, Depends. It doesn't. I don't know if that bodes well for it. There's a lot. There's a lot of metal stuff that doesn't work right now. I will say. Um, that people can like, and it's okay if they like it, but I don't. It's a prog song by an idol metal group. Is it? It's baby metal. It's not. It's down there. Idol metal group. Who else is doing idol metal? I haven't been plugged into the idol metal scene in a very long time. Like I just remember baby metal was a thing, and then Lady Beard or whatever they were called. I don't remember really. This is Brazil. When I'm done with this, you will tell me it. Sure. You can honestly tell me at any time, and I'll go check it out. This is Sao Paulo, I think. Right? Where is the? Yeah, I'm just gonna say Sao Paulo because it looks like Sao Paulo. The signs look like Sao Paulo. Boom. There you go. It's not Sao Paulo. Salvador has those blue signs. Okay, I got you. So don't worry, I'm almost done killing this guy. This is Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh. Boom. This guy's dead. Good game. Boom. Yeah, exactly. It's just Ho Chi Minh that you'll see. I'm ready for that song, Jessica. I'm ready. I'm curious because I do have a big appreciation for the Well, when you say idol metal, like what does that mean? Because when I think of idol metal, I do think of the Japanese stuff. Broken by the Scream, Kanji no Nasuka. I don't know what this kanji says, but let's hear it. Ooh. Three vocalists. These guys are new. I've seen people start posting about these guys on my feeds. Yeah. I was like, I knew there was like something new. I see that. Okay, it's 14 minutes, so I see that it is Prague. Okay. Okay, I get it. That's the Dark Glass NG3? Or is that a combustion on the bass? The drummer's kind of like not doing the blast at all. Is that Ibanez the guitar's playing? Multi-scale? Okay. I get what they're going for. 100%. Because this is definitely connected to the baby metal thing. 100%. In terms of like the lineage. Because I was talking about lineage earlier for sure. That's cool. That's cool. When I show people this song, they have one of two reactions. Oh, this is so misleading. Cool. Yeah, there's more of that like tech deathy thing, deathcore thing. This group has been around since 2017. Interesting. Only one original member. I see. Yeah, the power metal part here. This song has parts that make you question being a person who understands music. I got that. So this is an Ibanez. It's one of their newer multi-scales with the Fishman influences in there. It's an A string. It's an A string in standard. Yeah, there's an A string in standard at low F sharp. Which I will say, this is my only gripe with this song. So with this track so far, is that the bass is not doubling the low F sharp down an octave, so that it brings it down to like F sharp, either 0 or -1. And that's something that Meshuggah does. I will say, I mentioned Meshuggah before. Meshuggah does double. They don't do the octave down, but a lot of the newer bands are doing the octave down thing, and I kind of wish that they would have done doubled the F sharp and octave down, but I get why they don't. A lot of like the techie bands, they don't usually do that. It's usually only the more core bands that do the double down, like they double the F sharp. Because what I mean by that is like, cool, the groove metal thing here, Pantera kind of lineage. The reason that like a lot of metal bands don't do the double down is because like it means you have to tune the bass like a whole like what 5 half steps down, 5 semitones down, and like you don't really, a lot of bass players don't want to do that. I'll turn it up a little bit. Cool little what you call it, modal interchange, sorry, is what happened there. They borrow from the parallel major. That is a program bass, by the way. That's not a real bass that's in the recording. Not here for long, but I would like to say that I appreciate all the fun covers and stuff. I'll try to listen to more of your original songs sometime. I appreciate that. I want to put more original stuff out as well soon, so stay tuned. You'll see me keep posting about it for sure. My metal band Paranoia is gonna put out a record February 6th, so stay tuned for that, or put out a single. Cool, little impact sound on the drop there on the low F sharp. You haven't reached the abnormal for this band. Cool, a little symphonic thing. Yeah, when you say prog, it's like, okay, the true prog, as in like the progressive is like what they really are, the progressive thing. Like a Western band that kind of does this type of thing would be an example of that would be like 12 Foot Ninja. 12 Foot Ninja does the genre change stuff like a lot. Early Haken was kind of like this, especially with the screaming and like the whimsical thing. Early Haken was like all like, if you listen to Aquarius by Haken, their first album, it's very much this kind of thing. I think Aquarius is like 2013. I think that when that came out. Cool. Almost like little Nobuo Uematsu in there, you know? I think the bass library that they're using for the sampled bass kind of sounds like IK Multimedia's Moto bass, maybe? Because it doesn't sound like Jin bass, which is the other one that everybody uses for like synth bass. Cool. Little Mu major 7 chord on that one. Yeah, that you see that must be Moto bass or like MM bass from Native Instruments. Oh, cool. Horn section with hits and stuff. That's cool. I'm curious what drum library they are using. Because these aren't live drums. These are programmed. But I'm trying to figure out like what library they're using. Because it doesn't sound like it's not GGD or anything. It's probably like Superior or Addictive. The bass tone, it's funny. The bass hasn't changed. It's the same bass from before. Because it has that same kind of scooped kind of sound to it. Tokimeki. Back to the idle like chord progressions and stuff. A lot of J-pop with the modal interchange and stuff. Flat 6, flat 7 to the 1. I'd be curious like to like look into the translation for the lyrics, because like surely there must be like a story with a song this long, because they've had this like symphonic theme that kind of like permeates throughout, that returns and goes away and comes back. I'm just like wondering like what this is about, quote unquote. The bass is still the same bass as it was before. I'm curious. Like, I really want to know what bass samples they're using. You'll hear that the bass and the guitar are in the same octave. What I'm saying is like I wish that the bass was like even lower in octave so that like you could really feel it, you know. But you know, it doesn't make it any less heavier. It would just be heavier if he was an octave lower. But I'm guessing that wasn't done because the library because it's synth bass. I'm assuming that the library doesn't support alternate tunings, and so like they have to be in standard. Because the bass is not going anything lower than like a low B on the bass. Like that's just like a second fret on the E string on the bass. The boom, boom. Question: do I allow YouTube links in my chat? If it gets filtered, then no. If it happens, then I will. I will say, I'm just watching this, and I'm gonna end the stream like after I watch this. So Yeah, I'll be live again pretty soon. Um, I'm going over my stream ending right now just to watch this because I was supposed to end at 3 p.m. my time. Um, but I'm just watching this because I'm intrigued. I want to ride this out and see what this is about and give it a fair shake. But I will end the stream after this. I'll be live again on Friday though. I stream from 1 to 3. There's the Royal Road progression there. 3 or 4, 5, 3, 6. The staccato thing on the left hand, rhythm in the right. Counter melody left. They do play live with the instruments at their louder shows. I'm sure. I'm sure in the recordings it's just like program drums and program bass, just for budget reasons. Cool. Yeah. That's interesting. I would have to like if I was really gonna dive into this, I would have to dissect it more and like sit with it more. That's cool. That's cool. It's very much connected to musically, at least. Obviously, the idol production and the whenever there's melody stuff happening, it is connected to sort of the Japanese pop tradition where you're using, the Royal Road progression and then the descending the just the two of us progression, a lot of that. Not so much in this song, but I'm saying in the tradition. Uh it's connected a little bit to the power metal thing. There's some sections that are very much like hinting, because power metal is also plays with a long song form thing, and a lot of this is connected to that in terms of the approach of guitar harmony, uh, guitar arrangement. Very much the Dragon Force thing, the Sabaton thing, like that's all there. Uh, of the deathcore thing with, and then the gent. There's of course that gent thing. I'm sure I can tell that whoever's producing this seems to be a fan of Meshuggah, or at least like be familiar with Meshuggah, because they're approaching the way that the bass and the guitar interact very much similar in the way that Meshuggah would. A tech death thing. A lot of cool stuff here, honestly. A lot of cool stuff that I would get into. And these guys, it's clear to me from the instruments that they're playing, these guys are not like completely disconnected from the metal scene, the modern metal scene like currently. So, I appreciate that. And they're clearly, this is not a gimmick. This is legit. This is some legit stuff. Like I could tell right off the bat. So I gotta look into more into these guys. These guys have popped in my feed. These guys have popped in my feed before. I just didn't really give it the attention because I'm kind of just not. I haven't been into the metal thing like in a minute. I am, of course. Like I can appreciate this, and trying to find the producer. Let's see. This is from an album called Solar Strain. PBTS. Let's see here. They have a Discogs actually. I should see if it's on Discogs. Nope. So this must be relatively new if it's not on Discogs. And I guess they don't have a physical release. Let's check CD Japan. Or I guess I could go on their Instagram. Or I could go on their website and find it, but it's a one off done by somebody who produced it. Now that I guess that's my question is Broken by the Scream the four girls, or is their band part of it? And if their band is part of it, is their band usually the ones producing the records? And if not, who is? You know, it's complicated. Gotcha. Because I've seen it done multiple ways. Discography. Let's see. Solar Strain. Let's translate to English. Nope. No liner notes to speak of whatsoever. The members all actually like what they. Oh, I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure. I'm just saying, like I'm wondering like what they're kind of how they do it because I'm a music producer and I work with some artists who, uh, you know, they don't do any of the production themselves, and they just have like ideas and then they bring it to the producer and the producer brings it to life, and that's what I usually do. Um, the ones who do the harsh vocalists do regular covers and karaoke bars. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Usually that tends to be a thing. Um, I believe that 100%. Um, but there's some other groups, especially in the idol world. Like there are a lot of idol groups, like of course AKB is the big one. But I don't think it's AKB, but it's like a couple of this not smaller quote unquote idol groups. They kind of have a rotating producer kind of thing. They they'll have some where they get like for example like Taku in Inoue is like a really big guy. He did a lot of stuff for Namco. Some he'll just like be a random guy who produce the occasional idol track, and then you know that rotates around. It's a random guy every time. Yeah, there's like even translating this page, like there's like no information at all on this. So I take it that that's not something that they want to be super public about. Just cool. I can tell they have a dedicated fan base, and that's cool. That song was called Tsuyoku no Nasuka. Gotcha. That's why I couldn't read it. I'll look into the liner notes, and I'm sure like beyond the what are they called? Sorry, Broken by the Scream. I don't know. The Scream Discogs. Solar Strain. Yeah. Nope. No information whatsoever. That's cool though. Let me see. Usually on Spotify. By the Scream. Let's see here. Solar Strain. Tsuyoko no Natsuka. Electrosonar. Electrosonar is the producer. Okay, so he's the guitarist of Katsuya Kumamoto is his name. And he was also so Katsuya Kumamoto, who is also known as Electrosonar, created or at least formed Broken by the Scream. Let's see what else here. Who else is on track? Hideki Okubo. Let's see. He's on VGMDB. A lot of these guys are on VGMDB. Okay, this is his portfolio. Works. Oh no, I don't think this is the same guy. We'll see. Oops, sorry. Hideki Okubo, VGMDB. he's on this. Oh, I see. Spiral Call. I've seen Spiral Call a lot. What is Spiral Call? Who is in Spiral Call? Because I saw that this guy. Okay, he was in Spiral Call. Oh, okay. So, okay, this guy who started it must know. So, okay, and I'm assuming that this is a guy who's also in Spiral Call. Nope, he's not. But he's just a producer. Anyway. Interesting. Anyway. That's all the information I could find. Electrosonar. Okay, Hideki Okubo is the lyricist of that. Let's see. Yeah. This may or may not be accurate. We'll see. But anyway. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna check these guys out. Broken by the Scream. Went over just to check it out, but why not? It was my choice. I wanted to. I'll see you guys on Friday. Play Deltarune on Friday. Bye bye.